Well, okay. Yeah, so I'm in Belize and there's a rainstorm right now. So maybe it is something to do with that.
Okay, wow. Never seen anything like that. Oh, there we go.
Suits me.
All right. Hello.
Hi there.
I'm laying down because I injured my foot, so that's yeah. Just so you know, not I'm not as lazy as I look right now.
Well, you're free to look as lazy as you want.
That's fair.
Everyone needs to rest. So,
So, yep. So I guess yeah. Is it Anderson or is it Evan?
Well, yeah, it's Evan Anderson.
I see.
So,
Should we call you Evan or Mr. Anderson?
yeah, I believe Evan is fine.
Okay. So yeah,
Actually, if you take my letters of my name and you have an anagram, it says ensnared Nova. So that's my name on my handle on Instagram. Ensnared
Ensnared
Nova.
Nova.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. Is it?
Yeah. Ensnared
Oh my
Nova.
gosh.
Yeah.
So
Anagram.
you're an anagram. How long did it take you to figure that out?
Well, there's just a website, so it took me about like 30 seconds to just
Interesting.
find that out. You just type in your whatever you want to find an anagram for, and it will give you hundreds. So
Ensnared Nova. Well, I guess you have ensnared me. You sent me a friend request, and I had no idea who you are, and you said, I know Captain Sweep. Captain Sweep
yeah.
advised me to accept your friend request, and so I suppose you have ensnared Nova.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Wow. I'm doing the max headroom thing right now pretty good.
It's looking very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's
Max head
appropriate.
probably is.
So, did you watch the video I sent you?
Um, it was it the
Some of it?
last video of you and Sweep talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
It's
did
great.
So,
what did you think?
I think that's good. I'm glad someone has some, some wheels on the track, you know, because Captain Sweep's been building this amazing track that goes everywhere, does everything, and there just needs to be an engine on that track.
totally. So,
So need a good
are you
conductor.
familiar with? Yeah. Are you familiar with the synergy wheel a little bit, or did you see it in the video there and see like the 10 spots, the communication in the middle, and stewardship, and research and so on?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I don't know if I looked at that particular one, maybe. I'm not sure. Synergy
Okay.
map, but it does sound familiar. It's ringing a bell.
Yeah, there we are. If you can see that.
Um, with Sweep Scott up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you can,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, looking at
yeah,
it now.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Right away, oh, does anything pop out at you that you would be interested in filling? Are you ready to step up as command crew of the ship that Elijah has built?
Let's see.
You'd have
Yeah, could
to commit 3 hours a week.
3 hours a week. Yeah, for how long?
The rest of your
Ever?
Well,
life.
until yeah, until it gets up and going, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Until
Yeah.
either we can pay you for more, or that you become disillusioned and uninterested and leave.
Yeah. One of the two. Yeah, for sure.
So if that's the case, I mean, which one of these positions
Well, I
would
didn't
you
see one really
see yourself in?
necessarily. I only saw profits. I'll take those. and I don't know. You changed it pretty fast. So is it
Well,
stewardship
this one.
services?
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah. Can you go back to the main one, Sweep, and let them take a look?
Well, it was just that's the Visionary Hub. This is the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Without.
harder to see that one. It's smaller.
Okay, let me get that one in there. Why don't you tell them what you're doing right now?
Well, yeah, like I
Yeah.
really did feel like I was in a stewardship place for quite a while. Like I was in I live in Belize with my partner, and we had an ashram for 8 years.
Hmm.
So we were at a waterfall, um, and so we were just like kind of keeping it really simple, and so that people could really just appreciate the natural value. Like my teacher said that the destiny of all spiritual people is to be stewards of sacred places.
Hmm.
So I was at a waterfall for 8 years, and then COVID happened, and now I'm making kombucha. So yeah,
Okay.
me and my partner have a kombucha business. We make 12 different kinds of kombucha, and we sell it in Belize.
Did you have to close down your ashram or something, or what do you mean COVID happened and
Oh
you
well,
now get you?
yeah, something happened. Yeah, something happened. So
Okay.
something not too
Okay.
good happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
still carry those values with me, obviously.
hmm. So bar and stewardship, which other position might you be interested in what's
Well,
jumping out at you?
like I do like research, and if it's something that interests me, like I've been like I got into metaphysics and stuff, like well, like going back to the year 2000, I got interested in like the year 2012, and that's why kind of one of the reasons I ended up in Belize.
Hmm.
So researching that, and that kind of led me here, and then I keep on researching that. I like metaphysics and stuff, and keep researching that. And yeah, as far as services, like I've offered lots of healing services, and you know as a kind of a teacher, and as a helper here in Belize, where there's its ability to reach different kind of people and have a different kind of life, more outside the system. And yeah, I don't know. I'm creative, so I guess I'm kind of one of those people that doesn't really have especially strong um value, but has ability to kind of go to different places and have synergy there.
Okay. How about a different question for now? What is the inflow matrix? What is Elijah trying to do? What do you know?
Yeah.
Or what do you think? What does it seem like?
Well, like I like the idea of the very secret plan, which is to have a working infrastructure within an already built system, one that could do things. And then you have, of course, mastermind teams, and where people are working with their talents, to do things that affect the the greater good for the group. Um so yeah, and I know that looking at the cards, you can see different kind of values and things, and if you just do like a few like processes, mentally, when you look at these cards and things, then it can help you solve problems.
Hmm. Have you
Yeah.
used the chooseyourremedy.com website?
Choose your remedy? No.
It's down right
Hmm, you
now.
might want to give
It's down right
it's
now.
down. Okay, never mind. Good to know. Ah, well, what else should we say? Elijah, over to you.
Well, I'm just wondering from the point of view of what Evan is like someone kind of sitting on the bleachers who's been watching for a while. and he tracks, to the extent that he does. He's got his own business, he's got his own life, but of on the internet, what I've noticed is there's not many people that are really tracking what I'm doing. I mean, they kind of are, and it's a full time major thing to, let's say, participate in anything to any degree, right? And so I think what this is an example of, because it kind of started out with him saying, Nova saying he got a friend request, and I said, well, I know you say yes, and he's saying, well, okay, well, why should I say yes? Because Nova and I have been working together for a number of years on software program and his game and a number of different projects, which we sort of go back and forth on depending upon who's got a project. We help each other out, but it's all sort of linked into the both of us having larger ideas, much larger ideas of creating larger software platforms that can basically help our species out. And Nova's got his ideas, I got my ideas, and each of us, let's say, is strong enough to be the lead on our own ideas, but we're sort of like everybody, we're lacking support, we're lacking the infrastructure, we're lacking the marketing, we're lacking all the things that a shared knowledge community, which is at the essence of the secret plan, would give us, where product designers or entrepreneurs can get that support and bring together teams and quickly bring products to the market that we might not otherwise be able to because we're lone entrepreneurs or we're lone inventors or we're lone artists or whatever it is. And so you, to me, are an example of a conscious, aware entrepreneur who is doing what is your best, to serve the planet. And I feel that you have a very good heart and you have a very good mind, and you're very interested in music, and you're very interested in food, and you're very interested in being of service to the larger species. And so whatever is the shared knowledge community or the inflow matrix, it's there to help support people like you. And perhaps this is a bit of a needs analysis. I'm not quite sure what this is, because I was a little bit not taken aback, but I was wondering, okay, well, what are we going to talk about? Because I feel that you're a little further out than some people, but you're definitely more aware than most. So, and it's I think there's a lot of people in your position where you want to do something, let's say, bigger. You would give your time and support into something bigger if it was organized enough for you to see that if I put work in, I'm going to get something out personally, and I'm going to be able to, let's say, broaden my horizons. Because I've thought a few times that perhaps you'd like to get a bit of training as a facilitator, get the card set, get some of the game boards, and have that as another side business, that you're serving kombucha, you're serving food, but you're also having a space where you could have conscious communication with people, invite people down to sit and have a very unique conversation. And that's what happens when you utilize the tools of the New Paradigm Toolkit, when you have people coming down and using the cards to answer questions. So that's I guess, something that has been in the background of my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I've checked it out, and like as far as learning how to communicate better, like I've learned how to communicate with people, and can have shared experiences, of growth or knowledge, and and yeah, and then I want to have good foresight in seeing that we may have to find new ways of building communities in the future. So that's why I see this as like a tool that, like, I'm willing to to use to experiment or whatever, so that we can you know maybe more clearly find out what it's going to do, or or find a way to find some synergy between it and something else. I don't know. Yeah.
Nice. I guess too, I don't know if you watched the whole video or if you really absorbed it all, but I guess the point of why we're meeting with you and like what we're starting to do right now is, if you look in the screen that Elijah's sharing there, there's a box it says primary intention to blank, right?
Mhm.
And that's really a starting point, of course, for using this wheel, um, etc. But for us right now, the starting point for us, or the primary intention, is to basically create, I think, what you called a mastermind group. That's going to, and the intention of that group is to bring this system into the world, so that it can be used to create new types of communities, products and services that we can all benefit from monetarily and otherwise help the earth as well and people. Um, yeah, so I think, I mean, yeah, I, I'm curious because you use the word masterminding. Have you read like Napoleon Hill or anything like that?
No, I think it's just a term that Sweep has used over the years.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever gather people around in your business to have, let's say, different types of conversations specifically?
Well, we used to. We had formerly, for a number of years, we had like a vegan potluck, like once a month, just to gather, um, like expats mainly, but anyone that wanted to share like vegan food. So, it's called conviviality, when you share food or have a potluck. And then there would be like a spiritual question that would like guide the conversation, and then everyone would share about themselves. And then we had ashram where we had a metaphysical discussion every week, for a number of months, that we had like a class, like a basic um, class that went and through stuff. And then it was also a place that people could bring their ideas or whatever and have an audience for them or share their talents and things. So, and definitely being involved in like the health and wellness community, like there's definitely an avenue that I see, it's at least open, this open avenue kind of for talking about health in Belize.
How did that impact on, or how did COVID impact on that?
Well,
Has it been a fairly open discussion or no?
well, it kind of like it broke up all those groups. And Belize, often it's people like leave the country for a number of years, or sometimes people will start projects and then it'll just be them that is the person who's bringing this whole project along, and then it just stops. So we're kind of at a place where a lot, maybe like a few of those programs have stopped, and yeah, I guess there's room for them again, should somebody start one of them, but there's nothing that I can think of at the moment. For example, there's like
Okay.
a pro organics group, just a group here in Belize that people talk about organic farming solutions and wild crafting and health and things like that, like once a month.
Nice.
Do you do podcasts or do you do any sort of like you make your own videos?
No, I don't.
Have you ever thought about it?
A little bit, yeah. I think thinking more about it this year. I feel like maybe something I get into this year.
Would you want to do them under the Planetary Guardians banner?
Yeah, I think I might.
Be the representative of Planetary Guardians for Belize? That could be it. You could, because what we're looking for is national sort of distributors in each country in the
Mm-hmm.
world.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the distinct you have the distinct identity of being the only person probably in Belize who has any idea about the Inflow Matrix, the New Paradigm Toolkit, or Planetary Guardians. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, it's good. It's good to be involved in like a group too. I think you know to link up with other people that like like the Digital Underground is this famous hip hop group, and they're well known because not just because of the Humpty Dance, but because Tupac Shakur was a member of Digital Underground, and he was the, like the political mind of that group. So he was able to talk about the kind of ideas that were really important to Digital Underground, while the Digital Underground, they remained more about the fun aspects of their group. They didn't have to focus so much on the political, social aspects that Tupac was rhyming about because he was that aspect of them. So, you could just, maybe that would help me to just focus mentally on the things that I want that come out more, that are more for the group, you know.
I think Evan has a real gift with music, and I think music really has to be at the core of the larger things that we're doing, and bringing together music and maybe some conscious communication at the beginning, but then sort of going into a dance party or going into some sort of celebration with food. So I think the more I think about it, Evan has a perfect sort of background for doing setting up events and bring people together, and doing it in a place that I don't know much about Belize, but I'm sure it's a wonderful country.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's definitely like people might be more drawn to come here because, well, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba originally, and I knew that people wouldn't want to gather in Winnipeg for these kind of ideas and things. Like that's why I moved to Belize, because I wanted like the fruit and the fresh air and the fresh water. So I
Were you,
I felt like the things that we offer, which is like yoga and stuff about nutrition and things like that, would be more well received here. And yeah, I guess there is like a market of people that come through that want like an experience. Definitely like people that are foreigners, like from all over the world. They want to have like an immersive experience where they do something and they learn something. So, we're able to do that through yoga and nutrition. Maybe there's some way that you guys know to do that, that you might be able to do that in the flesh.
hmm. So some interesting backgrounds going on here. Uh, were you born in Winnipeg?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Interesting. I noticed that before we met. I noticed that it said that on your Facebook. I was curious about that.
Okay, cool.
I'm currently living in New Zealand, so I guess Winnipeg is maybe a starting place for lots of people.
Yeah. Well, I stayed there for as long as I could, and then I met my partner, and and uh and then we decided to move to Belize together. We That was since 2010. Yeah.
Yeah, these backgrounds are very distracting.
Just
Could you put us back on the picture one? I think the picture one was good.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's at least this makes sense to me.
My
Hmm.
ADHA or whatever is kicking in terms of I feel like I like playing with backgrounds more than I like talking. So I think I
Hmm.
just may be an official background person, just so you know.
Yep. Okay. Have you ever or do you ever watch Star Trek?
Yes, I have watched Star Trek.
Okay. If you were anyone on the bridge of the Enterprise, whichever Enterprise, who would you be?
I think I'd have to be Geordi
Hmm.
because of the glasses. A.
Okay.
B, he gets to go on the cool missions. And C, he rarely has to shoot anybody.
Interesting. Okay.
He's the engineering officer. He's in charge of the engines.
Right.
The
Right.
power of the ship, engineering, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Is that something you'd want to take leadership on?
Oh yeah. But give me those dilithium crystals.
I, I think there would be a lot of interested people if they're getting the right lithium crystals to power the ship.
Well, okay. Hold on, my kids are being crazy.
Well, why do we just look at this as a quick first get to know you? And it looks like there is shared interest. I think, I'd love to see some Planetary Guardians media coming out of Belize and start to support you and giving you the maybe technological support or background support or whatever it is to assist you. And I guess it sounds like you're open to be a tester to check out, the tools. And I think we need a lot of testing, in the beginning to sort of see how it all works together. And the aim is to help you to get some more revenue streams in and to sort of broaden perhaps your ability to bring conscious people together and create a business out of it. What do you think, Nova?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't told you this, but one of the I think, keys to this being successful is it really should be a mastermind group. We really should be helping each other succeed in whatever we're trying to do in our own personal lives so that we can free ourselves up and become less stressed and more relaxed in order to be able to participate and contribute to something greater than ourselves. Because we're all trying to do things in our personal lives. Elijah, yours is a special case where this group is concerned because a lot of what you're trying to do is what this group will be trying to do. But ultimately, I think also, treating each other like mentors and also, um, both directions. Like you can
Peers.
mentor each other
Mm.
or whatever, and help each other become more successful in whatever we're trying to do, whether that's a monetary thing or not. I think is going to be important. And I mentioned Napoleon Hill before. I think he's a very interesting author to check out if you don't know his story and stuff. Um,
Rich
yeah.
Dad Poor Dad, right?
Sorry.
Did he do Rich Dad Poor Dad? No.
No.
Okay.
No, he wrote Think and Grow Rich. That's his most famous
Think and
book.
Grow Rich. Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, basically, he was a pretty poor guy, born into a poor family, log house. Ended up becoming a reporter. Was quite good at reporting. Ended up being hired by a magazine, and at some point doing profiles of rich people in America. He wound up meeting Andrew Carnegie, who was actually a poor immigrant from Scotland with his family. And when he was around 13, he decided to become successful, and he became the richest man in the world on his own, his own back. He wasn't born into a rich family or anything. And Napoleon Hill ended up um, meeting with him and interviewing him for the magazine. And Andrew Carnegie saw something in him. And so he asked him to stay for 3 days while they interviewed each other, basically. And at the end of the 3 days, he basically offered Napoleon Hill a commission he asked him if you would you spend the next 20 years of your life studying success, and if I connect you with all the right people, and you make your own way. And so he wasn't going to pay him anything, but he would work for him for 20 years teaching learning to teach the philosophy of success, because Andrew Carnegie was a poor person when he started out and didn't really have help from anyone. He worked his way up to the richest person in the world and wanted to, at age 77, when he met Napoleon Hill, he really wanted to create a philosophy for the average person to be able to obtain success on their own. And he really felt like he figured it out, and that he knew many other successful, rich or otherwise people who also seemed to know what to do. And he wanted to commissioned Napoleon Hill to interview all of them, like Thomas Edison and Henry Ford and all these people around the time, in order to compile it all together over 20 years of research into a philosophy, a new philosophy for the world about success. Anyway, I think he did a great job, and it's simple. Some of it is quite simple. Like this book is about the 17 principles of success.
Mhm.
And he also, through his research, and he basically met with, top 500 most influential and successful people in his time, and really compiled it all together over 20 years. Yeah, and there's, for example, there's a certain amount of there's 15 motives that basically drive everyone, um, and certain principles of success you need to be able to do that. And anyway, I think using some of those models could help as well in identifying and assisting each other in succeeding at what we want, because they're actually pretty simple things to follow his philosophy.
Mhm. Cool. I'll check that out. Yeah.
So I guess we've probably come to the end of the meeting. Very glad to have had this occur. I think it could stimulate many things. And I want to thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for being who you are, and for Nova for initiating this contact, and to sort of move it to a higher level of just, I think there's a lot of very important connections out there between all of us, and we need to follow up on it and sort of take some action in this new year and look to build things. And I think it's going to come from people who have a good heart and a good mind. And I'm glad to be connected to both of you, and I'm glad to be the connector of both of you. And I just suggest that we just all take some initiative and send you some stuff that perhaps can get you going a little bit.
Yeah.
And Nova and I are working on the Inflomatrix operating system, the software system, and we're going to need testers in different ways for different things. And so I see you being, again, if you want, from a business point of view, if you want to be the national distributor for the New Paradigm Toolkit in Belize, I'm open to pursue that. And I see this as a very successful little first contact meeting.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I'm just looking forward to that. And a friend of mine has invented this new software. It's called MetaMyth,
Oh,
and it's a story writing software. Help
really?
you guide you along through the story writing process and develop your characters and things like that using the software.
Wow, that
It's
sounds,
interesting.
yeah. If you
Well,
can send me any links to his work, that sounds like a great lead.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask him if I can hook you up.
Yeah, no, that sounds perfect. I'm just seeing something online here with MetaMyths that, again, like that's something which we don't know, but if we follow our sort of intuitive inclinations, magic
Hmm.
happens. And I think that's what at the base of Planetary Guardians is, just connecting all the people who really want to have a big impact on the species and help each other out in any way we can, and do it from a place of service. And I think we'll all do very well because of that.
Hmm.
So do you want to say a parting words, Nova?
a little bit, yeah. But first, so Evan, will you commit 3 hours a week to
Um,
this?
yeah, yeah, sure. Just tell me what to do.
Okay.
Okay. Um, would you consider becoming a red shirt until you can figure out your place on the bridge?
Red shirt. Okay, yeah, red shirt.
Perfect. That means for now you can fill any of the roles and you can jump between them and figure out what makes sense for you, while we try to also bring in more people that we think might want to help. You know,
Right.
and if you have to be killed off on the show, then you can always come back as a different character with the same face, and just no one will notice.
Yeah, sure. Different
Listen,
glasses.
But yeah, okay.
and
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, you destroyed my train of thought. Your turn.
I was just going to say that part of the Very Secret Plan is anyone who participates gets to have their own web TV show as part of like one of the plot lines in the Very Secret Plan. And so this is kind of like part of that, where we're going to start to introduce different characters, and each one is going to have their own show, but then we bring the show together in different ways in the larger plan. And so those who are in the plan, they know they're in the plan. And there's a lot of people in there in the plan, but they don't really know they're in the plan. So this is just maybe showing people how they can get activated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I want to say to the between 6 and 7 people who might watch this video, I urge you to contact one of us if you're interested in joining the team.
You have high hopes. I don't think we'll get over 3, but we'll see.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, it's nice to meet you. You seem cool. Seem like a genuine, authentic person, which is all that I care about, really. And yeah, I think, you know, honestly, I think anyone can serve or fill any of the roles on that wheel. I think, out of the people that we know. I like to say, I don't think I invented the saying, but I think like 80% of the world is still asleep, 20% are awake. You both are, I think all 3 of us are within that 20%. And that's I think the only prerequisite that we should really worry about as far as filling those seats or, encouraging people to help.
Mm.
So yeah, so this meeting, um, yeah, it's kind of the first meeting. What day is it in Belize? What time is it there?
Well, yeah, it is 6:09. So, oh wait,
PM
6. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same here.
6:09.
on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So yeah, you're on my side then, because Elijah, it's what, Monday for you still, right?
yeah, it's 6:09 Monday.
It's 6:09 for you as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're actually, wait, no.
Oh wait, no, sorry, it is Monday. It is Monday today. Okay.
Hold
What's
on, but it
that on
can't be the same time.
No, I
No.
mean, yeah, I think we're in the same. I couldn't figure out 12 hours difference if
Oh, wait, yes, Belize is actually down below. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay. So it's the same day and same time for you guys. Wow. Well, that's actually really good.
10
Um,
Monday.
hmm,
okay.
okay.
Anyway, I'm going to end it.
Yep.
Great to see you guys, and we shall
Thanks
be
for your
talking
time.
soon.
Indeed.